Episode 5, Shadow of the Ridge, Alabama Cryptids, the Mobile Bay Sea Monster, something beneath the water. Water has a way of hiding things, especially deep water. And along the dark shoreline of Mobile Bay, fishermen have whispered for generations about something that doesn't belong in those waters. Something long, something powerful, and something that surfaces when the bay grows quiet. This encounter took place in the summer of 1964, just after sunset along the eastern side of the bay, not far from Fairhope. The witness, a commercial fisherman named Leonard, had spent most of his life working the waters of the Gulf Coast. He knew tides, currents, and weather patterns the way most people knew their daily routines. He also knew the difference between normal water movement and something alive. That evening had started like any other. Leonard and his younger brother were finishing up a long day of shrimping. The sky had turned deep orange as the sun sank below the horizon, leaving the water calm and flat as glass. Too calm. That's what Leonard noticed first. The water looked wrong. Still. Heavy. Like something was weighing it down from below. He leaned over the side of the boat to check one of the nets trailing in the water. That's when he saw it. Movement. Not splashing. Not churning, gliding, just beneath the surface. At first he thought it was a large school of fish moving together, but the shape didn't break apart or scatter like fish normally would. It stayed solid, continuous, long, very long. Leonard called to his brother, pointing toward the dark shape moving through the water beside the boat. That's when the surface broke, slowly, deliberately. A section of something rose from beneath the water, dark gray and slick, reflecting the fading light of sunset. It looked like the back of a massive snake, but far larger than anything either of them had ever seen. The creature's body curved slightly, forming an arc that stretched several feet above the surface before sinking again. Neither man spoke, neither moved. They just watched, frozen, waiting. Then the water erupted beside the boat, not violently, but powerfully. A large portion of the creature surfaced, long enough that Leonard could see multiple sections of its body, rising and falling like coils beneath the surface. He estimated it was at least 30 feet long, maybe more. Its head broke the water last. That was the moment everything changed, because what surfaced didn't look like a fish. And it didn't look like any snake he'd ever seen. The head was narrow but long, with dark eyes set forward on its face. Water streamed from its body as it lifted slightly above the surface, turning in their direction, watching them. The creature didn't hiss, didn't roar. It simply stared. Leonard felt a deep sense of dread settle into his chest, a feeling he couldn't explain but would never forget. Then it moved, fast. The creature dipped beneath the water again, sending ripples across the surface that rocked the boat from side to side. The net behind them jerked violently, pulled downward. Leonard grabbed the rope, trying to hold it steady. But whatever was below had strength far beyond anything he'd encountered before. The rope snapped free from his grip, slicing through his hands as it vanished beneath the surface. Gone, just like that. The water calmed again, silent, still, as if nothing had happened. Leonard and his brother didn't speak for nearly 5 minutes. Neither one wanted to say what they both already knew, that what they'd seen wasn't normal, wasn't explainable, and wasn't alone in the stories told around Mobile Bay. Because years later, Leonard would learn that other fishermen had reported similar sightings. Long shapes beneath the water, massive coils surfacing in the distance, strange waves appearing on calm nights. Some even claimed their boats had been rocked by something unseen moving below. Most people laughed those stories off, said they were exaggerations, tall tales from men who spent too much time on the water. But Leonard never laughed, not after that night. Not after watching something longer than his boat rise from beneath the water and stare back at him. To this day, Locals along the shores of Mobile still talk about strange shapes in the bay, still report ripples where there shouldn't be any, still whisper about something moving just below the surface, waiting, watching, and rising when the water grows still. Because sometimes, the scariest creatures aren't in the woods, they're beneath the water.